Right, here we go, moment of truth. Still connected. I have actually managed to loosen these off and take them out. Here they are. Where's the other one? Here, I've got this one out. Same on the other side as well. I've managed to wedge a spanner up here. It's actually on top of the nut. So now when I crack this one off, it should get, that will get stuck up there and this will come off. And I should be able to do that on the other side too. So as you can see, I managed to get out these bolts on the back. That's on both sides. I've actually discovered that there is another two over here. Like they're behind these rain gutters actually, which are really awkward. I've managed to get off the one on the other side, which is over here somewhere, just there. But this one's the hardest one because the battery's in the way, so I'm probably going to have to remove the battery and then I'll be able to get it out and then I'll be able to take off this bed. I think I've found two more bolts and then the back should come off, so it's just these two here that you can see. And that's what it looks like from the top, so it's these two here, not these, them two. So that's like a bracket that's connected there and then it goes round and then up on the other side, so it's like on the back of this. For some reason they're there, I didn't expect them, I only thought it was those two down here and then, as you know, like all the others. But I've tried yanking it and it is still solid even just from that. So they were the last two bolts that were located here, these two. And now it is free, you can hear it. So all I got to do is lift it off and then we'll be free and we'll see what's underneath. Just when you think you're all done, there's always more. So this is a bracket here which is connected, so I have to disconnect this for the airflow. I think this is the air box, and this bracket here is actually connected to the body, so I have to disconnect that, and there's the rear lights to disconnect, which I overlooked as well, I think. Yeah, because if I don't disconnect them then I'll pull all the wiring out and then I'll have even bigger problems. So rather than disconnecting all the wiring that's behind these lights, I've instead just took off the face, then just pushed the actual light box through the gap. So now it's actually disconnected from the body, hopefully. Well, there is some cables here that are on cable ties. I don't know if you can see that. I'm probably not even pointing in the right place, but all these need to be disconnected under here. There's another bolt here as well. And once that is all done, then we should be clear to disconnect it. So all I've got to do with this, now I've disconnected it, is just push it through like this. It is stuck on this bracket here, but that's fine. It's actually away from the body now, so that's all that matters. It's very hard to see here, but there was a number of hangers, there's one of them, that were attaching all the cables to the underside of the body, so that made it impossible to lift off. But now we've disconnected all of them. So the moment of truth is here now, so we can just lift it off. We should be able to. Right, here we go, moment of truth. So it's still connected? Yeah. Bending the drain. Right, this is attempt number 2. Let's see if this works. It's still connected on the back now. Anything. we've managed to undo everything now. So all these cables, like there's these number plate lights, if you can see them here, they were all like connected as well. But we've got one problem, just one last thing, which is this. This is the tyre rack, so it holds the spare wheel in, and as you can see there's one bolt there and another one there, and they're really rusted on, and I mean it's loose anyway, but if I try and get this off without undoing that, it's got to get past the actual structural member here. So when I lift it forwards, it's got to clear this one. There's only one big problem with that, which is, as you can see, it would have to pass here, but there's nowhere for it to go forward, so we'd have to lift the front up slightly and then lift it over this bit, and then it should clear, which is something we're going to try now. Fourth time lucky, here we go. Going that way. No, that way first, because these are going to snap now. Right. I'm going to tip it towards you.
Listen to the rust. It's not that bad.
Right, we've got the original colours though. There we go. We've got the back off now, and as you can see, this is the chassis, and it's surprisingly good condition actually. Like here's where they rot a lot on both sides, and mine are pretty good actually. There's just some surface rust, very mild on here. This is actually an area that I resprayed prior to taking this all off, so that's why it looks really white. This is kind of what to expect. Again, it's like surface, so there doesn't appear to be any structural rot on here or anything, not that I've come across yet from the initial inspection. That's the fuel tank, of course. Quite a bit of dirt on here and stuff, but I'm gonna clean all that off now. This is actually a big weight over the back here to stop it from tipping over when you're braking. What else? Yeah, it looks pretty decent actually. I know about this is completely rusted through. This is going to need replacing the battery tray. I'll need to replace the leaf springs at some point. The diff is leaking, so I need to probably take that off at some point, and I need to put a new gasket on. All these things are going to need to be sorted. The main thing is the wiring at the moment. So the wiring's all been connected to the bed, which has been a nightmare to disconnect, to say the least, to be honest. So all this needs sorting, because there's so much wiring actually that doesn't actually go anywhere, is not connected to anything. So I want to make sure that it's all tidied up, because it's quite a spaghetti junction around here. As you can see, here is quite bad. You got the main wiring harness and that, but you don't need so many cables. I don't understand. I'm not an electrician, of course, but I don't like the way things are like looped around like this, and there's just no need for this at all. It doesn't need to be like this. It needs to be tidied up. So that's something I'm going to be working on. Let's go across here. So you can see the bed. There's a lot of surface rust again, but this is actually rusted through here. There's actually another bit here. This is actually rusted through, so this is probably going to need a new cross member here, and just, you know, just to make sure that it doesn't ever rust all the way through. There's been some repair jobs on here in the past, I've noticed. That all needs sorting out. This is, well, this is completely rusted through here. I can actually put my finger through, look, so you can see that needs to come off. It's not even held on hardly. That needs to come off. Need to make either some repairs or make a new one, and then reinstall it. That'll be nice when it's done. This one's pretty good. You can see some previous repairs here as well, because you can see some fiberglass coming through here. So I'll probably fix all this up on this side as well. This got bent whilst we were removing it. This is actually going to snap off, I think, but I've lubed up all these bolts so I can get everything off and get to it and sort it properly. These are all rusted and they've had it now, all the hangers, so they all need replacing. Yeah, the heat shield. You can see a lot of rust that was inside here. That's you know, it's all coming out now. It's not good. So I've got to clean this all up. That's going to be another video. It's surprising what can be hidden underneath. You know, when it looks nice, like it. This looked really nice, as you can see. It looks nice, like from here, like the cab, and when the back was on, and when I had the pod on as well, it all looked really good. But it's surprising what can be hidden underneath. Luckily, I haven't got any major issues. It's mainly sort of cosmetic, and I like things to be nice. So I'm going to try and sort all this out and make sure that it, you know, will be looked after and taken care of. I don't want any structural problems in the future, nor do I want it to get any worse than it already is. I've actually also noticed here that there's an exhaust hanger missing, so that's another thing that I'll need to look at. And it's actually got a Honda exhaust on it. You can actually see it there. Don't know whether that's supposed to be on here, but we shall find out. It'll be so nice to work on now because there are no things in the way. I can get to everything and make it nice. Because I did polish all this up before and it's corroded again, unfortunately. I need to find something to put on to stop it from corroding when I actually clean it up again. So I hope that you're enjoying the videos so far. This is actually the biggest undertaking yet, is actually doing all this work to this. So it's going to be quite a challenge, let alone that's going to be another challenge. So I hope that you enjoy the video. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure that you do subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think I should do to this and how I should actually tackle it. If you got any ideas on what I should do, please share that with me, because I'd really appreciate that. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.